남규태방송 시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 오늘은 2023년 5월 5일 금요일입니다. 오늘은 올해의 어린이날입니다. 현재 시간은 오전 7시 42분입니다. 성경공부 475회 방송을 시작하겠습니다. 성경은 열왕기상 15장부터 영문으로 읽어보겠습니다. In the 18th year, Regan of Jerusalem, son of Nebat, Abiah became king of Judah, and he reigned in Jerusalem 3 years. His mother's name was Maacah, brother Maacah, daughter of Abishalom. He committed all the sins his father had done before him. His heart was not fully devoted to the Lord his God, as the heart of David, his forefather, had been. Nevertheless, for David's Shaker, the Lord his God gave him a lamp in Jerusalem by raising up a sin to succeed him, and by making Jerusalem strong. For David had done what was right in the eyes of the Lord, and had not failed to keep any of the Lord's commands all the days of his life, except in the case of Uriah the Hittite. There was a war between Abiah and Jeroboam throughout Abiah's lifetime. As for the other events of Abiah's reign and all he did, they not written in the book of animals of the kings of Judah. There was a war between Abijah, head Jeroboam, and Abiah rested with his ancestors and was buried in the city of David, and Asa his son succeeded him as king. In the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, Asa became king of Judah, and he reigned in Jerusalem 41 years. His grandmother's name was Maacah, daughter of Abisalom. Asa did what was right in the eyes of the Lord. As his father David had done, he expelled the male shrine prostitutes from the land and got rid of all the idols his ancestors had made. He even deposed his grandmother Maacah from her position as a queen mother because she had made a repulsive image for the worship of Asherah. Asa cut it down and burned it in the Kidron Valley. Also, he did not remove the high places. Asa's heart was fully committed to the Lord all his life. He brought into the temple of the Lord the silver and the gold and the articles that he and his father had dedicated. There was a war between Asa and Baasa, king of Israel, throughout their reigns. Baasa king of Israel went up against Judah and fortified Ramah to prevent anyone from leaving or entering the territory of Asa, king of Judah. Asa then took all the silver and gold that was left in the treasure list of the Lord's temple and of his own place. He entrusted it to his officials and sent them to Ben Hadad, son of Tabrimman, the son of Hezion, the king of Aram, who was ruling in Damascus. Let there be a treaty between me and you, he said, as there was between my father and your father. See, I am sending you a gift of silver and gold. Now break your treaty with Baasha, king of Israel, so he will withdraw from me. Ben-Hadad agreed with King Asa and sent the commanders of his forces against the towns of Israel. He conquered Ijon. Then Abeldes, Maacah, and all Kinnereth, in addition to Naphtali. When Baasa heard this, he stopped building Ramah and withdrew to Tirzah. Then King Asa issued an order to all Judah. No one was exempt, and they carried away from Ramah the stones and timber Baasa had been using there. With them, King Asa built a Gibeah in Benjamin and also Mizpah. As for all the other events of Asa's reign, all his achievements, all he did, and the cities he built, they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah in his old age. However, his feet became diseased. Then Asa rested with his ancestors and was buried with them in the city of his father David. And Jehoshaphat, his son, succeeded him as a king. Nadab, son of Jeroboam, became king of Israel in the second year of Asa, king of Judah, and he reigned over Israel 2 years. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, following the ways of his father and committing the same sin his father had caused Israel to commit. Baasa, son of Ahijah, from the tribe of Issachar, brought against him, and he struck him down at Gibeat son, Philistine town. While Nadab and all Israel were besieging it, Baasa killed Nadab in the third year of Asa, king of Judah, and succeeded him as king. As soon as he began to reign, he killed Jeroboam's whole family. He did not leave Jeroboam anyone dead, blessed, but destroyed them all, according to the word of the Lord gave through his servant Ahijah the Shilonite. This happened because of the sins Jeroboam had committed and he had caused Israel to commit, and because he aroused the anger of the Lord, the God of Israel. As for the other events of Nadab's reign and all he did, are they not written in the book of the animals of the kings of Israel? There was a war between Asa and Baasa, king of Israel, throughout their reigns. In the third year of Asa, king of Judah, Baasa, son of Ahijah, became king of all Israel in Tirzah, and he reigned 24 years. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, following the ways of Jeroboam and committing the same in Jeroboam had cursed Israel to commit. Then the word of the Lord came to Judah, son of Hanani, concerning Baasa. I reputed you up from the dust and appointed you ruler over my people Israel, but you followed the ways of Jeroboam and caused my people Israel to sin and to arouse my anger by their sins. So I am about to wipe out Baasa and his house, and I will make you your house like that of Jeroboam, son of Nadab. Those will it those belonging to Baasa who die in the city, and the builders will feed on those who die in the country. As for the other events of Baasa's reign, what he did and his achievements are they not written in the book of the animals of the kings of Israel? Baasa rested with his ancestors and was buried in Tirzah, and Elah, his son, succeeded him as king. Moreover, the word of the Lord came through the prophet Jehu, son of Hanani, to Baasa and his house, because of all the evil he had done in the eyes of the Lord. rousing his anger by the things he did, becoming like the house of Jeroboam, and also because he destroyed it. In the 26th year of Asa king of Judah, Ella, son of Baasa, became king of Israel, and he reigned in Tirzah 2 years. Jimni, one of his officials who had command of half his chariots, plotted against him. Ella was in Tirzah at the time, getting drunk in the house of Arza, the place administrator at Tirzah. Jimni came in, struck him down, and killed him in the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah. Then he succeeded him as king. As soon as he began to reign and was seated on the throne, he killed of Baasa's whole family. He did not spare a single male, whether relative or a friend. So Chimney destroyed the whole family of Baasa in accordance with the word of the Lord spoken against Baasa through the prophet Jehu. Because of all the sins Baasa and his son Ella had committed and had caused Israel to commit, so that they aroused the anger of the Lord, the God of Israel, by their worthless idols. As for the other events of Ella's reign and all he did, they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel. In the 27th year of Asa king of Judah, Jimni reigned in Tirzah 7 days. The army was encamped near Gibeon, a Philistine town. When the Israelites in the camp heard that Jimni had plotted against the king and murdered him, they proclaimed Omni, the commander of the army, king of all Israel, that very day there in the camp. Then Omni and all the Israelites with him withdraw from Gibeon and raid the siege to Tirzah. When Jimni saw that the city was taken, he went into the citadel of the royal palace and set the place on fire around him. So he died because of the sins he had committed, doing evil in the eyes of the Lord and following the ways of Jeroboam and committing the same sin Jeroboam had caused Israel to commit. As for the other events of Jimni's reign and the rebellion he carried out, Are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? Then the people of Israel were split into two factions. Half supported Timni, son of Ginas, for king, and the other half supported Amni. But Omni's followers proved stronger than those of Timni, son of Ginas. So Timni died, and Omni became king. In the 31st year of Asa, king of Judah, Amni became king of Israel, and he reigned 12 years, 6 of them in Tirzah. He bought the hill of Samaria from Shema for 2 talents of silver, and built a city on the hill, calling it Samaria, after Shemer, the name of the former owner of the hill. But Omni did evil in the eyes of the Lord, and sinned more than all those before him. He followed completely the ways of Jeroboam, son of Nebat. Committing the same sin Jeroboam had caused Israel to commit, so that they aroused the anger of the Lord, the God of Israel, by their worthless idols. As for the other events of Omni's reign, what he did, and the things he achieved, they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel. Omni rested with his ancestors, and was buried in Samaria, and Ahab, his son, succeeded him as king. In the 38th year of Asa, king of Judah, Ahab, son of Omni, became king of Israel, and he reigned in Samaria over Israel 22 years. Ahab, son of Amni, did more evil in the eyes of the Lord than any of those before him. He not only considered it trivial to commit the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, but he also married Jezebel, daughter of Esbaal, king of the Sidonians, and began to serve Baal and worship him. He set up an altar for Baal in the temple of Baal that he built in Samaria. Ahab also made an Asherah pole, and did more arouse the anger of the Lord, the God of Israel. Then did all the kings of Israel before him. In Ahab's time, Hiel of Bethel rebuilt Jericho. He laid its foundations at the cost of his firstborn son Abiram, and he set up its gates at the cost of his youngest son Segeb. In accordance with the word of the Lord spoken by Joshua, son of Nun. Now Elijah the Tishbite from Tisbe in Gilead said to Ahab, "As the Lord, the God of Israel, lives, whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years, except at my word." Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah, "Leave here, turn eastward and hide in the Keres ravine east of the Jordan. I will drink from the brook, and I have directed the ravens to supply you with food there." So he did what the Lord had told him. He went to the Keris ravine east of the Jordan and stayed there. The ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning, and bread and meat in the evening, and he drank from the brook. Sometime later, the brook dried because there had been no rain in the land. Then the word of the Lord came to him. "Go at once to Zarephath in the region of Sidon and stay there. I've directed widow there to supply you with food." So he went to Zarephath. When he came to the town gate, widow was there gathering drink. He called to her and asked, "Would you bring me a little water in a jar so I may have a drink?" As she was going to get it, he called and "Bring me, please, a piece of bread." "As surely as the Lord your God lives," she replied, "I don't have any bread, only a handful of flour in a jar and a little olive oil in a jar. I am gathering a few sticks to take home and make a meal for myself and my son." "That we may eat it and die." Elijah said to her, "Don't be afraid. Go home and do as you have said. But First, make a small loaf of bread for me from what you have and bring it to me, and then make something for yourself and your son. For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says: the jar of flour will not be used up, and the jug of oil will not run dry until the day the Lord sends rain on the land. She went away and did as Elijah had told her. So there was food every day for Elijah and for the woman and her family. For the jar of flour was not used up, and the jug of oil did not run dry, in keeping with the word of the Lord spoken by Elijah. Sometime later, the son of the woman who owned the house became ill. He grew worse and worse, and finally stopped breathing. She said to Elijah, "What do you have against me, man of God? Did you come to remind me of my sin and king my son? Give me your son." Elijah replied. He took him from her arms, carried him to the upper room where he was staying, and laid him on his bed. Then he cried out to the Lord, "Lord, my God, have you brought tragedy even on this widow I am staying with by causing her son to die?" Then he stretched himself out on the boy 3 times and cried out to the Lord, "Lord my God, let this boy's life return to him." The Lord heard Elijah's city, and the boy's life returned to him, and he lived. Elijah picked up the child and carried him down from the room into the house. He gave him to his mother and said, "Look, your son is alive." Then the woman said to Elijah, "Now I know then you are a man of God, and that the word of the Lord from your mouth in the truth." After a long time, in the third year, the word of the Lord came to Elijah, "Go and present yourself to Ahab, and I'll send rain on the land." So Elijah went to present himself to Ahab. Now the famine was severe in Samaria, and Ahab had summoned Obadiah, his place administrator. Obadiah was a devout believer in the Lord. While Jezebel was killing up the Lord's prophets, Obadiah had taken 100 prophets and hidden them in two caves, 50 in each, and had supplied them with food and water. Ab had said to Obadiah, go through the land to all the springs and valleys. Maybe we can find some glass to keep the horses and mules alive, so we will not have to kill any of our animals. So they divided the land. They were to cover Ahab going in one direction and Obadiah in another. As Obadiah was walking along, Elijah met him. Obadiah recognized him, bowed down to the ground and said, "It is really you, my Lord Elijah." "Yes," he replied. "Go tell your master, Elijah is here." "What have I done long?" asked Obadiah, "that you are handing your servant over to Ahab to be put to death? As surely as the Lord your God lives, there is not a nation or a kingdom where my master has not sent someone to look for you. And whenever a nation or kingdom claimed you were not there, he made them swear they could not find you. But now you tell me to go to my master and say, Elijah is here. I don't know where the Spirit of the Lord may carry you when I leave you. If I go and tell Ahab and he don't find you, he will kill me. Yet I, your servant, have worshipped the Lord since my youth. Haven't you heard, my Lord, what I did while Jezebel was killing the prophets of the Lord? I hid 100 of the Lord's prophets in two caves, 50 in each, and supplied them with food and water. And now you tell me to go to my master and say, Elijah is here. He will kill me. Elijah said, as the Lord Almighty lives, whom I serve, I will surely present myself to Ahab today. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. When they saw Elijah, he said to him, "Is that you trouble of Israel? I have not made trouble for Israel." Elijah replied, "But you and your father's family you have abandoned the Lord's commands and have followed the Baals. Now summon the people from all over Israel to meet me on Mount Carmel and bring the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah Asera, the 400 prophets of Asera, who eat at Zerubbabel's table. As Ahab sent word throughout all Israel and assembled the prophets on Mount Carmel, Elijah went before the people and said, "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal is God, follow him." But the people said nothing. Then Elijah said to them, "I am the only one of the Lord's prophets left, but Baal has 450 prophets. Get build bells for us. Let Baal's prophets choose one for themselves and let them cut it into pieces and put it on the order, but not set fire to it. I will prepare the other bar and put it on the order, but not set fire to it. Then you call on the name of your God, and I will call on the name of the Lord, the God who answered by fire. He is a God. Then all the people said, "What you say is God." Elijah said to the prophets of Baal, "Choose one of the birds and prepare it first. Since there are so many of you, call on the name of your God, but do not light the fire." So they took the bull given them and prepared it. Then they called on the name of Baal from morning till noon. Baal answer was they shouted, but there was no response. No one answered, and they danced around the altar they had made. And when Eliza began to taught them, shout louder. He said, "Surely he is God. Perhaps he is deep in through or busy or busy or traveling. Maybe he is sleeping and must be awakened." So they shouted louder and slashed themselves with swords and spears, as was their custom, until their blood flowed. Midday passed, and they continued their frantic prophesying until the time for the evening sacrifice, but there was no response. No one answered. No one paid attention. Then Elijah said to all the people, "Come here to me." And they came to him, and he repaired the altar of the Lord, which had been torn down. Elijah took 12 stones on for each of the tribes descended from Jobab, to whom the word of the Lord had come, saying, Your name shall be Israel. With the sons he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he dug a trench around in it large enough to hold two shears of seed. He arranged the wood, cut the bird into pieces, and laid it on the wood. Then he said to them, "Build 4 large jars with water and pour it on the opening and on the wood." Do it again, he said, and they did it again. Do it a third time, he ordered, and they did it the third time. The water ran down around the altar and even filled the trench. At the time of sacrifice, the prophet Elijah stepped forward and prayed, "Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in the Israel, and that I am your servant, and have done all these things at your command. Answer me, Lord, answer me, so these people will know that you, Lord, are God, and that you are turning their hearts back again." Then the fire of the Lord fell and burned up the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and the soil, and also liquid up the water in the trench. When all the people saw this, they fell prostrate and cried, "The Lord, He is God, the Lord, He is God." Then Elijah commanded them, says the prophets of Baal, "Don't let anyone get away." They seized them, and Elijah and had them brought down to the Kishon valley and slaughtered there. And Elijah said to Ahab, "Go eat and drink, for there is the sound of a heavy rain." So Ahab went up to eat and drink, but Elijah climbed to the top of a camel, bent down to the ground, and put his face between his knees, going toward the sea. He told his servant, and he went up and looked. There is nothing there, he said. 7 times Elijah said, "Go back." The 7th time the servant reported, "A crowd as small as a man's hand is rising from the sea." So Elijah said, "Go and tell Ahab, hitch up your chariot and go down before the rain stops you." Meanwhile, the sky grew black with clouds. The wind rose. Heavy rain started falling, and Ahab rode up to Jezreel. The power of the Lord came on Elijah, and tucking his cloak into his belt, he ran ahead of Ahab all the way to Jezreel. Now Ahab told Jezebel everything Elijah had done and how he had killed all the prophets with the sword. So Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah to say, "May the gods deal with me, be it ever so severely, ever so severely, if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life like that of one of them." Elijah was afraid and ran for his life. When he came to Beersheba in Judah, he left his servant there, while he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness. He came to a broom bush, sat down under it, and prayed that he might die. "I have had enough, Lord," he said. "Take me life. I am no better than my ancestors." Then he lay down under the bush and fell asleep. All at once an angel touched him and said, "Get up and eat." He looked around, and there by his head was some bread baked over hot coals and a jar of water. He ate and drank and then lay down again. The angel of the Lord came back a second time and touched him and said, "Get up and eat, for the journey is too much for you." So he got up and ate and drank. Strengthened by that food, he traveled 40 days and 40 nights until he reached Horeb, the mountain of God. There he went into a cave and spent the night. And the word of the Lord came to him. "What are you doing here, Elijah?" He replied, "I have been very jealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, torn down your altars, and put your prophets to death. With the sword, I am the only one left, and now they are trying to kill me too." The Lord said, "Go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by." Then great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart and settled the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came fire, but the Lord was not in the fire, and after the fire came a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face and went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. Then a voice said to him, "What are you doing here, Eliza?" He replied, "I have been very jealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, torn down your altars, and put your prophets to death with the sword. I am the only one left, and now they are trying to kill me too." The Lord said to him, "Go back the way you came and go to the desert of Damascus. When you get there, anoint Hazael, king of Aram. Also anoint Judah, Jehu, son of Nimshi, king over Israel, and anoint Eleazar, son of Shaphat, from Abel Mehorah, to succeed you as a prophet. Jehu will put to death any who escape the sword of Hazael, and Eleazar will put to death and any who escape the sword of Jehu. Yet I reserve 7,000 in Israel, all whose knees have not bowed down to Baal, and whose mouths have not kissed him. So Eleazar went from there and found Eleazar, son of Shaphat. He was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen, and he himself was driving the 12 pair. Elijah went up to him and threw his cloak around him. Elijah then grabbed his oxen and ran after Elijah. "Let me kiss my father and mother goodbye," he said, "and then I will come with you." "Go back," Elijah replied. "What have I done to you?" So Elijah left him and went back. He took his yoke of oxen and slaughtered them. He burned the plowing, equipped to cook the meat, and gave it to the people, and they ate. Then he set out to follow Elijah and became his servant. 성경공부 475회 방송은 여기서 종료하겠습니다. 열왕기상 19장까지 영문으로 읽어보았습니다. 주기도문 기도하고 방송을 끝내겠습니다. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours in the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. 아멘. 시청해주신 시청자 여러분께 감사드리겠습니다. 476회 방송에서 다시 방송을 계속해 보도록 하겠습니다. 안녕히 계십시오.